The Discovery docuseries, Moonshiners, has gained a large following in the past 9 seasons. The show follows people who, seemingly illegally, produce moonshine throughout the Appalachian Mountains of Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, and the Carolinas. The group brews the whiskey beverage deep in the wilderness, attempting to evade the authorities. Viewers follow the Moonshiners on misadventures of whiskey production techniques and everyday life. With colorful names like Digger and Tickle, audiences have grown to love these modern-day bootleggers. However, moonshining can be a very risky business, since it is technically illegal activity. With the series being broadcast to millions of viewers, fans have been left to wonder how the Moonshiners do not get caught and arrested. Since the show premiered in late 2011, there has been no known crackdown on the moonshining activities. This has caused the Twitterverse to lash out with claims that the show may be more scripted than real. One fan tweeted that Moonshiners may be the most fake show I've ever watched. Others have called the show staged and pointed out the hypocrisy of running from authorities, yet being broadcast on national television. Likewise, a year after the show began, the Virginia Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control, ABC, stated that if illegal activity was actually taking place, the Virginia ABC Bureau of Law Enforcement would have taken action. Appalachian officials have also said that the show is not what it is portrayed to be and is a dramatization, while show producers maintain that it is a real documentary. One would think that the quantity or quality of alcohol is what makes the act of moonshining illegal. However, it has less to do with alcohol content and more to do with taxes. Since the whiskey is unregulated, there are no taxes being paid on it. It isn't being bottled and labeled out to stores when it is being made in the woods. Guidelines for what is going into the seemingly strange brew are of less concern, as the government doesn't care what it tastes like. They want accountability from manufacturers and to ensure due taxes are being paid on the products. It may be possible, however, that the cast has obtained permits to manufacture the moonshine. Tim Smith, who has appeared on all seasons of the popular series, now sells his moonshine, called Climax, in stores. In 2016, in an attempt to justify the conspiracy theories around the series, Moonshiners stars Tim and Tickle spoke with Fox News on how they get around the law. They've got to actually catch you doing something wrong. By the time that hits the TV, Tickle explained. He continued, "They watch me on TV Tuesday nights at 9. I'm still not sitting in the same spot at 10 o'clock when the show goes off. It's no joke. It's no fake. You know we're the real deal from the illegal side that went legal," Tim echoed, referencing his Climax product. Essentially, the Moonshiners are only putting themselves at risk if they are caught in the act. They have to be arrested during the time they are committing the crime. For now, it seems, at-home viewers can keep watching these bootleggers on the run. Moonshiners airs Wednesdays at 9/8 so on Discovery. How do they not get caught and arrested on Moonshiners? The world of illicit moonshine production is one of secrecy, danger, and adrenaline. In the popular television show Moonshiners, viewers are introduced to a group of individuals who craft illegal alcohol in the mountains of Appalachia and beyond. It's a world full of risk, where getting caught can mean hefty fines, jail time, or even worse. But how do these moonshiners manage to stay out of the authorities' grasp for so long? What are the strategies, tricks, and tools they use to stay off the radar of law enforcement? In this article, we'll explore the tactics that moonshiners employ to keep their operations hidden and stay one step ahead of the law. The art of discretion and secrecy. At the heart of moonshining is secrecy. The less anyone knows about the operation, the better. These individuals go to great lengths to ensure that their illegal distilling operations remain undetected by law enforcement and rival bootleggers. One of the key ways they achieve this is by keeping the production process extremely low profile. They work in secluded locations, often miles away from the nearest road or settlement, deep in forests or remote mountainous areas where their stills, distilling equipment, can operate undisturbed. Many moonshiners take precautions to minimize the number of people who know about the operation. They often work alone or in small, tight-knit teams to ensure that any information leaks are minimized. Trust is critical in this world. A single betrayal can lead to the end of an operation, so moonshiners are typically very cautious about who they work with and who they tell about their business. Some moonshiners even go as hide evidence of their stills once their work is finished, ensuring that there is nothing left behind to link them to the crime. The use of decoy location zone of the most ingenious tactics moonshiners employ is the use of decoy locations. These false fronts are designed to distract authorities and keep them from discovering the true location of the still. For example, a moonshiner might use an old barn or storage shed as a decoy location, making it appear as though it is a regular, harmless structure. In reality, the still might be hidden a few miles away in a forest, deep within a mountain range, or at an even more remote location that is difficult for authorities to locate. These decoys serve multiple purposes. First, they give moonshiners a place to store supplies and equipment without raising suspicion. Second, they help deflect attention from the real operation. The moonshiners might even set up a funny business front to sell other products, ensuring that the decoy location doesn't appear suspicious to anyone who might come across it. If law enforcement shows up at a decoy location, they may spend hours searching without finding any evidence of illegal activity. This buys the moonshiners more time to continue their operations and stay ahead of the authorities. Remote and hidden distilleries moonshiners have perfected the art of setting up hidden stills in places that are difficult for law enforcement to reach. One of the most common tactics is to build the still in hard-to-reach areas like dense woods or mountainous terrain. These locations are chosen for their isolation, making it nearly impossible for law enforcement to spot them from the road or even by using aerial surveillance. When the terrain is rugged, helicopters and drones are often unable to get close enough to pinpoint the exact location of the still. Moreover, moonshiners will often choose locations that are difficult to navigate to, relying on their knowledge of the land to keep them one step ahead of any potential search parties. The idea is to make the area so remote and challenging to access that authorities will simply give up searching before they find anything. In addition, moonshiners may use camouflage techniques to further hide their operations. For example, they might cover their stills with branches, leaves, or tops that match the surrounding environment, making it nearly impossible to detect them from a distance. Some even use low-profile, portable stills that can be easily hidden away after use, ensuring they don't leave any trace behind. Avoiding detection with timing and movement timing is everything when it comes to moonshining. The longer an operation goes on without attracting attention, the more likely it is that moonshiners will remain undetected. As a result, they often work under the cover of darkness, using the night to hide their movements. Transporting the alcohol, setting up the still, and even gathering ingredients are all activities typically done under the cover of night. The cover of darkness makes it less likely that someone will spot them or that they'll be caught by patrolling authorities. In addition to working at night, moonshiners are known to operate in small, intermittent bursts. Rather than running a still continuously, they'll often produce alcohol in smaller batches over a period of days or weeks. This approach allows them to reduce the risk of being caught while still making a profit. When they're finished, the stills are hidden and any remaining supplies or equipment are either disposed of or concealed, further reducing the chances of being detected. For moonshiners, avoiding detection is also about staying unpredictable. They don't operate in a consistent pattern that authorities could use to track them. Instead, they move frequently, changing locations and routes to keep law enforcement guessing. Moonshiners will often use various routes to transport the finished product to buyers or distributors, ensuring that they are not easily followed or caught. It's a game of cat and mouse, where the moonshiners continually adjust their movements and strategies to outsmart those trying to apprehend them. The role of community support in areas where moonshining has been a long-standing tradition. It's not uncommon for local communities to turn a blind eye to the illegal activity. In fact, some moonshiners have the support of their communities, who may view their work as a part of the local culture or an essential means of making a living. In these cases, the authorities may be hesitant to intervene, as the local population is less likely to cooperate with law enforcement. There's also a degree of mutual protection within these communities. If one person is caught, it could bring unwanted attention to everyone involved. Moonshiners often form close relationships with individuals who may be aware of the operation but choose to ignore it. This might include neighbors, local shopkeepers, or even people positioned